Yes, people, welcome back to Kings of the Bridge. Big up every single one of you that are here right now. Over 30 people in the building. Smash them likes, guys. We need to get them likes up as quickly as possible as well. We have just pretty much just come live out of the blue. Literally out of the blue. We've had some news in and around Mr. Semenyo. Semenyo. And it hasn't just come from one report, it's come from various reports that have been talking about him as well. And we're going to be getting into it right here, guys. Right here, right now. We are going to be discussing the inquiry, the talks around Semenyo. Remember, we've got till the 10th. We've literally got till the 10th of January with regards to his release clause. His release clause is £65 million. I am thinking of potentially getting Ben Jacobs on as well, just to give us some more news on this as well at some point. Yes, Delta Frank, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. Stephen, Louis, Mike, Chelsea in the building. Benji's in the building as well. Yes, guys, welcome all in. Do us a favor, guys, while you're here. Please hit the thumbs. Please hit the thumbs. Let's get the thumbs up. Let's screen it up as well. Hope you're all well. And like I said, as soon as we get any news, as long as we're available, we're here. We're here to talk about it. We're here to break it down. Try and give you the honest truths. Do we believe that we can sign Semenyo on the back of spending 90 million on Garnacho and Gittins in January? Well, David Ornstein seems to think so. And David Ornstein last year, especially in last summer, was very quiet on attackers with Chelsea. And he kind of got the Xavi Simons thing right in his comments as well, which went against Fabrizio Romano, and it ended up being what Ornstein said was correct as well. So, Ornstein's now come in, laid his mark, laid the bomber, brought the news to the table, and we are now here where we are now. And there's a couple of people following. We've got Fabrizio Romano, we've got Sky Caviar as well getting involved, we've got Ben Jacobs as well. Everyone's sort of, updating and highlighting these the same sort of news as well. What we saying, Benji? You good? Louis, good to see you. M3, Chelsea's own. Oreo, what are you saying, boy? Good to see you, man. Hope you're good, guys. Nonny Season says Garnacho is better than Semenyo. What are we doing? How do we feel about that comment, guys? How do we feel about that comment? Garnacho is better than Semenyo. First thing I'm going to say to you guys is I'll say excited, but because, listen, I've seen my club dangle carrots in front of our face many times in the past. This is not something that, we should be running and going, oh, my God, it's happening. Oh, my God. I think we have to take it step by step. We have to wait and see what happens after the inquiry. We're going to look at the comments in a second. And listen, if, Semenyo for 65 mil in January, before the 10th of January, I think he goes. I think he will leave Bournemouth. It seems like Man City, Man United and Chelsea are all involved in the opportunity of potentially signing Semenyo as well. So there's a lot of competition for him. Some already speaking to the players' camp already. Chelsea not even to that level. Chelsea have gone over and inquired to Bournemouth about the potentials of Semenyo in January. How that's left, it could be the case that we've walked away from it. Let's be serious. It could be a case that we've inquired and decided no. How many times have we seen how Chelsea have moved, especially under this board in the summer? We only got to look at the Xavi Simons. We've got to look at the Mohamed Kuduses. However, Ornstein has thrown a little dagger, in my opinion. He's put a little dagger in the whole news, right? And we're going to get into it in a second with Ornstein's comments as well. No, he's not. I don't think he'll choose us. But well, you say that he's a Chelsea supposedly, and I don't know how true this is. But he's a big Chelsea. He has always been a big Chelsea lover. I don't know if he's a fan. I remember seeing him in a picture where he's like pretending to be Didier Drogba and doing the whole Didier Drogba celebrations, with a Chelsea kit on and stuff. So, listen, there might be a little bit of sway there. Chat, I'll bring Semenyo and Keith Smith / Manu for 90 million in Jam, but we sell the Sassy, George and Gittins. Listen, if we're going to bring in Semenyo, I think we have to look at the opportunity of probably giving him someone back, because if they're going to lose a player like that, who's going to even play on the left for them when he's gone? They're going to need to find someone in January themselves to be able to bring in and play in that role. Chelsea, fortunately enough, have enough players who can play in that role. We have the likes of Tyreek George. We have the likes of, Gittins, Garnacho. I'm not saying we're getting rid of him straight away, but, we have a list of players. They want Facundo. I'm sure he can go out there, You'll have Facundo. 55 million loan on Gittins would be crazy, especially so early, right? It would be. I just need to check my audio. Yeah, my audio is not what it's be. There we go. Just change my audio so I'm a lot more clearer. I should be a lot more clearer on the speaker now. I'm sorry, but this is not believable. This is the sort of thing that makes people think the directors are serious, Jem, not fooling me. Well, listen, again, I don't have anything against the fans that feel like that. Because how many times have we been in this position, and we've not pulled through, or we haven't managed to get it done, and we've been in these positions many times. However, the fact that Ornstein, Fabrizio, Sky Cava, Ben Jacobs, they've all released the same news at the same time. No one's held back. Makes it very believable that Chelsea are involved, and that's where we're going to be looking at in a second. Semenyo on 75k a week. Is that what he's on currently at the moment, Benji? Yeah. That's mental. That is a mental. Benji, if you want to jump up, mate, just send me a DM on Twitter and I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link, mate. No, how you doing, my boy? Good to see you as well. Big up everyone here. Nearly 40 people in the building, guys. Like I said, we've got to get this to 50 likes, though, guys. We've got to get this to 50 likes. Poor Matt missing the bomber. Matt's obviously working, to be fair. This is why I'm here. I told you, when I'm back in Dubai, I'm back on it. Jem, don't forget, we've got a new sporting director now from Liverpool. Maybe he's making the decisions now. That is a very good point, Louis. We've not really seen what the whole idea is, what the structure will be like now he's in. Is it changed a little bit? Has the direction changed? Is the target of type of individual and profile changed? Has he come in to give us a bit of experience in getting some of like the sort of marquee signings done? Players that are, maybe like in the likes of Kudus, Semenyo, Xavi Simons, for example, these type of players. I don't know. Please, Chelsea, rock my world again. DK, how you doing, man? Good to see you. If Chelsea's name didn't call on this transfer, it would have been exciting. It's true. I mean, Courtney, to be fair, we're always involved, right? That's the one thing I would say as well. We're always heavily involved in this type of, especially in this type of deal. 1 second, I just got to find. There we go. Just got to find a quickly ping Benji. Let's get my boy Benji in here as well. There it is. So, yeah. It was said by Piers we was going to make an attacking sign in the summer, but this could be bought forward for Semenyo, and that's where we're going to go to in a second. Let's move away from the picture of Semenyo, and let's move on to the first initial time I saw it before we get to the Fabrizios and everyone else. And it started with a Sky Cava comment. Sky Cava about saying Chelsea have made an inquiry. Chelsea have made an inquiry about signing Semenyo in January. They are looking at the conditions of a possible deal. They are one of many interested clubs. Now, Chelsea have probably gone down the other route of trying to get the club to agree first, potentially get them on side, maybe because they feel the players' side's a lot easier. However, the players' camp, from what we're being told, is being spoken with by Manchester United and Man City as well. So there's also that involvement currently. Hello, Gtinho. How are you, bro? Just been on X and seen the Semenyo links. Please, Chelsea. Listen, you know what we like. We can't always hold our hopes up too high, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it more in a second. This would mean Garnacho or Gittins going. Also interested in seeing what Ornstein said about the fact we want an attacker, which we're going to get into in a second. So it started with Sky Cava, and then it moved on to when people say, what's this picture of Semenyo in a Chelsea shirt? Well, it's right here. It's right here. I have to be careful, actually. Shit. I have to be careful. But yeah, it's there. Ben Jacobs says Chelsea have actually considered an approach for a Semenyo in the last few days. Manchester clubs viewed as front runners. So Chelsea are not the front runners, is what he's saying here. Let's actually go to the Ben Jacobs comment as well as we work our way through it. The Ben Jacobs comment strictly says Chelsea have always downplayed entering the race for Semenyo, but told they have actually considered an approach in the last few days. An initial inquiry has been made for Semenyo's representatives. Manchester clubs viewed as front runners. Liverpool assessing after new November contact. So Liverpool also in the light as well. I think we're actual serious for Semenyo. We have a good chance for him as he's followed Chelsea growing up. That's true. Con Luke, welcome. Or Luke, should I say? Con, that's Con, isn't it? Is that Con? Is that Connie boy? 1 second, man. If that's Connie boy, I'm gonna get Con in as well, man. If that's Connie boy. Connie boy. Ooh. Connie boy. Ooh. Yeah, Con, I've just sent you the link. Why don't you just call yourself Con? What the fuck's the name about? I've just sent you the link. My G. Check your Twitter. Check your Twitter, bruv. Come and join me. It'd be good to have a little chat. Matt Law tweet. Okay, interesting. We've got a Matt Law tweet that's just come out as well, which we're going to quickly highlight and get into. Let's have a look. Con, you have the link in your chat, my G. Let's have a quick look at what Matt Law's saying now as well. Matt Law's probably just jumping on the bandwagon. This is what he does, man. This is what he does. Matt Law special. Do I know Matt Law special? Do I know Matt Law tweet? What we're doing? Jim, he was born in Chelsea, is what Dyke says. Of course, they are front runners. We've just inquired now. Exactly. Con would never say, bro, forgot me. Yeah, like he's just trying to wind me up. Matt Law fraud. He said we weren't signing anyone. Where? What? He said that recently? I'm so confused. Who the hell is Garnacho lover? That can't be Con. Is that Con?
Hi.
Hey, Connie boy, what you saying?
Oh my God. What's going on?
What's going on, team? What's going on? How are we? Are we good?
I'm very blessed to be with my elderly people. Con, I love that name, by the way. I love that name. Wow. Jem, hopefully you're doing good. Dubai is very beautiful.
Dubai is beautiful. Dubai, it feels good to be back in Dubai. You know, now I can jump on lives as quick as I have now, and you know, put them out. And yeah, we're just, you know, this has come a bit out of the blue, really, guys. Obviously, we're just going through the tweets. We've got Fabrizio's and Ornstein's to go through next, but people saying Matt Laws said otherwise, but I've not seen that anywhere. He said we weren't signing anyone. Okay, well, I need to try and find that. Con, what are you saying about this, bro? What are you saying? Is this one of them ones where Chelsea again are just dangling the carrot and it's just like, oh, we're involved because we're always involved in things? Or do you feel that there's a good opportunity that this could be true and that by the 10th of January, which I think is release clauses, we could get him?
I love Semenyo, bro. I really do. I think he's class. What's that noise?
It's you.
Is it?
Yeah, what's moving in the background?
that weren't me, bro.
What the fuck was that? Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I love Semenyo, bro. I think he's class. Bring some goals to the team. I like my wingers to actually be able to beat their man 1v1 as well. Something I've missed. I'd love him. And then once I saw him, because it was away days on YouTube, he did the video with shout out Ellis, man, good guy. And I saw him do the Drogba celebration, bro, in the Chelsea shirt. I was like, there's something there, man. It's again King Drogba, bro, inspiring people. People like they sleep on Drogba, like they don't, like you see on Twitter these days. Drogba weren't that good. Look how many players love Drogba, bro. Bring Semenyo to the bridge. I don't care. Sacrifice Garnacho, sacrifice Kitten, sacrifice Tyreek George. I don't care, bro. And while we're at it, bring back Felix as well, man. Let's go.
Do you not feel there's a bit of a sort of Kudus type Xavi Simons feeling to this though? A little bit, maybe. That, you know,
no, because with the Kudus one, we didn't have this level of journalists linking us with Kudus.
True.
True. And with the Xavi Simons one as well, a certain David Ornstein didn't even mention our name with him. When David talks, we listen. That's an important thing, bro. It was all Fab. You know, Fab, Chelsea, they're working with Leipzig, blah, blah, blah. Dave Ornstein didn't say a thing. And I privately DM'd him as well around that time. I said, let me know what's going on. So, but the fact he's mentioned our name in there, at least there's genuine interest. Because, bro, we cannot deal with these wingers all season, bro. They'll drive us fucking insane. Like, we're borderline at the moment. Here's the line. We're almost past that, bro. If we have to deal with these wingers any longer, it's going to be a nightmare, man. expect Estefao in his first season to do miracles. Bring a serious player in. Don't care what happens to Gittins or Garnacho or George. No disrespect to George, but
Well, George could be one of the players that we could utilise because the way I'm thinking of it is, even if he does go wherever he does go, Bournemouth is still going to have to replace him, right? They're going to have to find someone, because who plays off the left when Semenyo's not there? Have they got someone that can play?
Well, you never know. You say to Bournemouth, all right, because Chelsea, they're not going to pay the release clause. They'll be like, we'll pay a little bit more, but restructure it a little bit better, blah blah blah, right? But what about we say we've got a young, very talented player in Gittins. You're a very good development club. We've seen it. We've seen the likes of the players that you've developed at that football club. Why don't we'll only Gittins, and then you allow us not to pay the release clause, and maybe structure the deal a little bit better. I think it makes a lot of sense for both parties.
Well, interesting enough, Benji said earlier on that he's on 75k a week. Is that true?
That's no wonder why we're interested in them. No,
yeah, he's on peanut wages. Peanuts.
What are you saying, Benji? Semenyo,
I'm all good.
Yeah, you good?
All good. Yeah. I've been enjoying my time off. I'm in Sweden right now, so back home.
Nice.
So.
Oh, yeah, also Merry Christmas to both of you as well, of course.
Appreciate it. You too. Semenyo, first of all, he's good. He's really fucking good. But one thing that might get me a little bit scared is he's very much a transitional player. I've only seen him play good in transition. I've never really seen it. I can only say me. I cannot say others. But I haven't really seen him play versus low blocks, mid blocks maximum. But I haven't really seen him play low blocks and cook low blocks and just, step it into the right bins like that. It's mainly transition. Like when I think about the Liverpool game where he cooked transition. When it comes to PMP, being strong, 1v1, close control, he's very much that, that type of player. Versus low blocks, could you utilize him in a different type of way? Yeah, he is a good shooter from distance. Way better than Garnacho and Gittins, in my opinion. So he could provide us something different. I've always said from the jump, Garnacho should never be starting for this football club. If we think Semenyo is good enough to be starting, then shit, let's get it done. Because I view us as title contenders. Never saying we should win the title, but in terms of being up there for the title, I think we have a good enough team. Because we all say it, we have the depth, but I think for me, it's time for Maresca to actually trust the depth. Let them do mistakes. That's a part of the process. That's how you win games, but also how you lose games. Sometimes even draw. So I'm not gonna be too naive and say this will not be a good signing. I think this is gonna be an excellent signing, and I think it's gonna be good for all parties. But what happens to Gittins? And is it really gonna look good on our side, spending 95 million in the summer on two wingers, and then you add an extra 65? Me, Jem, I couldn't give a shit. But for the rest of the league, of course, it's not going to look too good.
Guys, big up everyone that's in here right now. Please make sure you smash the like buttons, man. We're trying to get to over 50 likes. I'm sure we can do that right now. There's 69 people in here. Big up every single one of you that are in here right now. Make sure you follow us as well. Hit the bell notification as well. I appreciate it, as always. I just want to quickly go to Ormstein's comments, because he said Chelsea make initial inquiry to sign Semenyo camp over... Chelsea make initial inquiry to Semenyo camp over conditions of Jan switch. Chelsea already intended to sign one attacker next summer, so move forward would be accelerating plans among multiple contenders. Okay, that's really interesting. So effectively, he's saying in the summer, Chelsea would only really be looking to sign one additional attacker, but maybe this was now become their main target, and they've decided to do it in January just because of the release clause. But the release clause still is 65 mil, right? So does that specifically mean we have to pay the 65 mil, or do we go into like a bidding war? This is what I'm trying to understand, because say Man United
65 mil, then it's down to the player, bro.
So say we all paid 65 mil, it's just down to him what term he chooses in terms of wages, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a case where it'll be like 65, 70, 75 fucking people trying out.
Yeah, everyone just pays the same amount and then he gets to pick.
Yeah.
Wow. So he's definitely going to leave, right? Well, either way, we believe he's going to go.
I think so.
Pretty-
And can I give a little bit of a pushback on Benji's comments about the low blocks? Because there's been like
go on.
multiple times when I've seen Semenyo surrounded by a ton of players, and he's either come up with an assist or goal. Fulham comes to mind. Man City last season comes to mind. Southampton last season comes to mind. They're just a few examples of where he's got GA in very crowded areas, right? And then even when we do perform against low blocks Chelsea, we still isolate our wingers a lot of the time 1v1. We're still getting those 1v1 situations a lot of the time, even versus those low blocks, right? So I just think for the attributes he has, just because Bournemouth don't play low blocks as much as Chelsea probably would, doesn't mean he's not good when he has little space to work with, because there's been multiple examples where he's had little space surrounded by 3 or 4 players and he's come up with a moment of magic.
I don't really disagree, Con, to be honest. I like the player. My only question was exactly for Garnacho. We haven't really seen, well, we've all seen how Garnacho plays against low blocks, but I haven't really seen that when it comes to, we don't really see that often when it comes to mid-table teams. They don't really go against low blocks unless it's like a, Wolves or fuck do I know, but them type of teams, very low in the table. But like you said, I believe in him. I think he is very, very good. He can shoot, Con. That's what we need. And he can score goals. He can assist. He can take on his man. He's very strong, very agile too. So, and he's under 25. Matter of fact, he is 25. He's turning 26 this year.
And there's a game as well, Benji. I don't mean to cut you off, but I remember
go
example. I'll try to find the game, so I'm watching it. Yeah, Semenyo, he had 4 players around him. He can't see and gets past all of the scores. Like, it might not be necessarily playing against a low block, but look what he's doing in surrounded areas, man.
Yeah. No, I feel you, bro.
Well, I just wanted to compare him to our best winger of this season right now. And our best winger of the season right now is Pedro Neto, right? In terms of performance levels, assist levels, GA. And when you look at them both right now, obviously Neto's played another, 3 more games. Neto has 5 goals. Semenyo has 8. They both have 3 assists, so their assist levels are the same. Neto's played a lot more minutes, so you could argue that Semenyo maybe would have probably topped him on the assists anyway. Completed passes, Neto's the highest. Shots per match, Semenyo's the highest. Shots per goal, Neto's the highest. And in minutes per goal, Semenyo. I mean, Semenyo's 195 minutes per goal, as in Neto's on 469. So, yeah, I mean, when you look at them stats, you could really see that with the same minutes, he's, in a Bournemouth team as well. He's not even playing in the likes of a Chelsea or a Man United or a Man City at sort of the higher levels. That there's a good opportunity that this guy could really excel. And my big question with him is, with all these type of players, is they play at these sort of lesser teams and they look really good, right? But then when they take that next step up, when they're playing more football, when they're relied upon to step up a bit more, when they're around better players, they sometimes just don't shine. Do you think that there's another level to Semenyo's game that we've not seen still, even though he's doing so well at Bournemouth? Do you think he could level up with a move to like Chelsea or Man United or Liverpool or Man City? Do you think?
Con, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure, if that man, bro. I think he can, bro, because if you look at Semenyo's career, he's come up through like the lower leagues, etc. Right? He's done his time.
Bristol.
Yeah. So like, and he's been quite smart with his career as well. Because I was watching when I was watching that video, I didn't realize how unlucky he was, because he was just the trials he was having weren't really coming to anything. So he's really worked his way up in football, and every level he's gone to, he's gone up a level when he's moved on. So I don't see why it'd be any different for Chelsea, bro.
So,
I agree.
And again, I'm just going to ask Con this before I ask Benji the same question. Is he the level up for you? Is when you look at wingers of today, for you, is he that next level up to the likes of what we have currently at the moment? That you think, yeah, we're in a better position now. Now we have him, if we do sign him, of course.
So is that to me or Benji?
Yeah, to you, yeah. And then
I think he is. Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
He's much better than Gittins. He's much better than Garnacho, bro.
Interesting. Benji, do you agree? I mean, do you think there's another level to his game? Do you think he's the next level up to what we currently have as well?
Definitely. Khan said nothing wrong. In terms of this is the type of players I like. I like players that, I always keep on saying not every player is gonna go through academy right into the first team, and or maybe like a mid-table club when you're 18, 19, go directly to a top level club. He's been working his ass off from Bristol, going on loan to Sunderland, Newport when he was very young, working his backside off and just keeping on improving. And now look at him, 25, playing his best football in his life, pretty much entering his prime. In my opinion, it's going to be a massive step up, both for him and for us. I think it's a very good deal for all parties. But like Khan said, he's a very smart individual, very very smart individual, and I like him a lot. And what he can do for us, both in transition but also in low blocks, it's going to help us massively.
Interesting. We have this comment from Nizar Kinsella saying that Bournemouth would welcome a pre-agreement or a buyer or loan back so they can keep Semenyo until next season. It could be attractive to Chelsea. So Chelsea might say, we'll have him, but you can have him till the end of the season, which means that it might push out the favours of like Man United and Man City, who are maybe saying, look, we want him now. We want him to come now. Do you know what I mean? From a Bournemouth standpoint, It might work more to their favour. So I can see Chelsea doing something like that. If we are really interested in Semenyo and we're like, yeah, this is the attacker we want anyway. There's no point of waiting to the summer. Let's just get him done now and he'll arrive in the summer anyway. We don't have to then worry about it. This is the kind of move I think I could see Chelsea do, if it favours,
I think it's also smarter for the books. Remember that 65 M's is going to be a release clause, meaning that's direct money into the transfer books. So it could very much be that we do a pre-agreement now and then. I don't really know if pre-agreement you pay right away or if you pay in the summer. I would really much guess you do pay in the summer. But yeah, do you think we give them some type of player like in return? If that's the case, like you may be sweetening up the deal and you give them someone like a Gittins. I think Gittins in together with Areola, I think that's a very smart move for his type of development. It's still in the Premier League. You play against all the best teams in terms of like top 6, top 8. They will definitely be fighting for that Conference League spot. They pretty much do that every single year. Do you believe that, James?
Well, apparently not, because Matt Law's come out and gone the other way and said Chelsea will not break their wage structure for Semenyo. The forward's wage could effectively be settled by an auction. And now that is where I will probably say we won't be involved, because if Man City are looking to give him, I don't know, more than how much is he going to be offered though? Really and truly, he's on 75k a week. How much more is he going to be offered here? Is it going to be like an Elise 2.0 like Ashraf said? Would it be in the 200s plus? Because if it is in them sort of regions, you might as well just take us out now. I'm not even going to get excited about it. We're not doing that. We might be able to do the club side of things, which is sign, get them on side. But when it comes to the wages and going into an auction, which is what Matt Law's saying here, I don't know whether I see Chelsea spending that kind of money, guys. I really don't.
I think it's going to be between 150 and 175, if I'm going to guess. I think City is the only club. City and United, they pay the way, stupid type of wages. But then for Semenyo, when you have Doku on that side playing his best football in his career right now, he's very much in form. I don't really know where Semenyo plays. Now, it is Pep, and Pep is a magician when it comes to rotating the team, making sure that, you get your game time in that type of way. So it's not impossible, but I cannot really see him getting 200K. I don't really think he's that type of player to get 200K. I could see 150 to 175 though.
This is the problem with Man United. They are so stupid and bent back of giving stupid wages anyway. They will probably just, tell the player, I will give you 230K, knowing that no one else, knowing Chelsea's not going to do that. Man City, I don't know, maybe not, but it will completely kick Chelsea out the board. And this is where I'm like, this is where I get unsure with it, because we've seen this so many times in the past in summers where we just get done by the wages. We just don't seem to want to be paying or just want to break our wage clause, especially with the whole UEFA restrictions going on and all the other things that are going on in around us. That's kind of limiting us in terms of how we're trying to structure sales or how we're trying to structure buy-ins and whatever. And you also have to remember, We still have the likes of people like Sterling on the books who are on 300 plus K that we still haven't got off, which probably would help the factors of maybe signing someone like Semenyo. You know, we've got others like the Sassy who should really need to go as well. So this is the negatives, Con. I know we're all like on the positive sides, but there's also this side, isn't it, when it comes to the wages, because we're not serious when it comes to what, you know, sort of the higher wages, you know.
I'll be honest, with a player like Semenyo, the wages don't really concern me because he's somebody, you look at his career, he picks his moves smartly. And I don't think he's the type of player who will go to Manchester United just because they're paying him the most money. I think the next club he'll go to is one that suits him and he thinks is best for him. So I don't think, obviously, money is an important factor, but I don't think it's the being a Wendell for Semenyo, right? And he's a humble guy, bro. He shops in Lidl. Like, not many footballers shop in Lidl. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think money's the be all and end all for someone like Semenyo. I think he's a lot smarter than that. And if you look at his career up to now, I think he's picked his moves pretty well, right? So from that aspect, I'm not too worried. What I am worried about is if Chelsea would actually pay the money to Bournemouth. That's what I'm more worried about. I don't think they'll do it all in one hit. They wouldn't pay the release clause. It'd have to be structured. So it's up to their steez. They've got to try to convince him that Chelsea's the best place for him, and they've got to be willing to put up the money. Those two things, I doubt.
But does he also look at the fact, Con, that Garnacho is just got there, Gittins has just got there. There is still Tyreek George, who was meant to have gone Fulham, and he hasn't, and he's still there. Will he be looking at that and going, well, you know, I want to be playing on the left, but you've got 2, maybe plus 3 wingers still there, and you want to bring me in? Do you know what I mean? Like, how am I favoured? Do you know what I mean? These could be the
maybe
questions.
He could, for sure. Maybe he could. But at the same time, if it was me, and I can only speak from my perspective, I don't know how Semenyo thinks. I'd think if I was Semenyo, I'm better than both those players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not just a little bit better. I'm a lot better than those players. So what angle will he think of it? More like yours, Jen, where it's like, there's a few players there already. Am I going to get the time? Or is he going to be thinking, well, I'm better than these two, so I don't really have to worry about these two, kind of thing?
Yeah, and I agree. It's not about him not thinking he's better than them. You've got to think about what the manager's thinking, right? And the one thing we've seen with Maresca this season is what? A lot of rotation. He likes to rotate the team a lot, right? So, you know, is it a case that he would come to Chelsea and it'll just be a rotation thing? I do believe this though with him. If we get him, I don't think we get him in January. I think we get him in the summer. And I think then when you're talking about the summer, it's a different story, right? Because we might sell Tyreek George, we might loan Gittins, just maybe not. I don't know. You know, maybe we make some shrewd decisions just to get him in the team because we know he's coming, right? Let's say at the end of the season, Garnacho's just not the guy, even though a lot of people were saying it now, he's just not the guy and it's not really at the level we need him to be. Maybe they take a shrewd cut on that and go, well, we spent, what nearly 40 mil. Let's just cut our losses and let him go to Italy or something. I don't know, something like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think, yeah, it just depends how we structure the deal. I don't see him coming in January. I think he comes in the summer and then it's just about, you know, what we do moving forward. But Semenyo is definitely a starter. If you sign him, he's coming in to start. But you know how Maresca likes to do things. Like Esteval's come straight into the team and now he's not in the team no more. You know, we've not seen him for a while. So I don't know. It's it's an interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see when you look at Man United and Man City, and I think they said Liverpool. I think that's what Fabrizio said. I think he said Liverpool have inquired as well. Have they got the same problems in terms of like number of wingers that they have? Because when you look at Man City, they have Doku. Who have they got? Doku, Foden. Who am I missing? Semenyo.
Doku, Foden, Savio.
Oscar Bob.
Cherky, Silva.
And that's a good question as well. What does it mean about that as well? This is the whole thing, you know, because he has to, like, for me, Quendo doesn't come to Chelsea when you spent nearly 40 plus mil or whatever we spent on him to just be hovering around like Esteval. I know they're the futures, but like, what does it mean for them? You know, yeah, Cherky, Mamouche, they've got a lot of wingers themselves. But then you look at Man United, who have they got? Don't even know what wingers. They've got Ahmad. Who else they got? They play more with like fullbacks, did they, as wingers?
No, I agree. Like with Manchester United, with the system fit for him, I don't know whether he'd like that or not. But with Man City is the one that worries me. I'm not worried about Manchester United, but Man City, I think it would make a lot of sense for him. And if I was Semenyo, I'd go to City out the three.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you're up against Doku, though, right? He's in very good form.
But he also has suggested that like he might like to play striker as well. So then maybe that's where we can sort of fit in as well, because we can offer him minutes in the striker position and on the wings.
People keep saying loan for Gittins is calling. Do we agree?
I totally agree.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah? I agree.
Well, after spending 52 mil, you think they're going to be like, oh, fuck it, let's just loan him?
No, but for his own good. And Jem, he needs to play. He needs to play. He needs to do mistakes, like because we all sat here in the summer saying Gittins is good. We can see the shooting, we can see the dribbling, right? But he needs to go somewhere and play consistently for either 1 or 2 years, in my opinion, before he comes back and even sniffs to be a starter. Gittins, I can very much see the vision. Why I didn't want Gittins was because I just saw the rawness. With Garnacho, I just know he's just going to be a squad player. Prem experience, come off the bench, 20 minutes, cause some havoc. That's it. That's your role. Gittins doesn't really have a role, in my opinion. It's very unstable for him. So for his own best, I would definitely give him a loan. Strasbourg is out of the question. I would definitely keep him in the Prem, or even send him to the Dutch league. Why? Because the Dutch league is a very much slower paced league. You're gonna score a lot of goals, and all the great players mainly comes from the Dutch league. Or like the lower league, should I say. The Dutch league is very good for attackers. So I set him over there, or just let him stay in Prem.
I mean, either way, this has got to be done before the 10th of Jan, right? So it's going to be a very busy next couple of weeks in regards to Semenyo, right? And where
I think it depends, isn't it? It depends if we can sweeten Bournemouth up to take a little bit more money, but structure the deal a bit differently, because then it doesn't need to be done by the 10th, in it, because we're doing a separate deal. And I think we really do need to play on the loaning him back for the rest of the season. I think that would be the biggest factor of why he might potentially come to us instead of City if City don't put up the money. I don't know what City's finances are looking like right now, so maybe they can just afford to put a 65 mil. And if I'm Semenyo, City do that for me, I'm going straight to City. But be interesting.
It will be interesting. I mean, people want to try and work out how he fits in. I think it's very easy to work out how he fits in. He just, for me, goes like there. Like, is that your front four? Is that what you'd be happy with when you look at if we did sign him, how he would suit Chelsea? Because the only real place he's going to play is in the left anyway. You play Palmer in the 10, Neto on the right, Caicedo, Enzo, João Pedro. That's the kind of vision I would have with Semenyo, just slotting into the left.
Can I say like how I think next season would play out if we did get Semenyo, bro?
Yeah, go on. Let's go.
I think Gittins potentially goes on loan or something, right? So that left side, if let's say in this hypothetical situation we get Semenyo, right? It'll be Semenyo and Garnacho off the left. It'll be Palmer and Estefao in the middle, Quenda and Neto off the right, João Pedro Delap up top.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
Whoa. Say that again? Sorry, I need to hear that again. What did you say?
So I think it'd be Semenyo and Garnacho on the left. They're the options. In the 10, it would be Palmer and Estefao. On the right, it'd be Quenda and thingy, Neto. Oh yeah, and up top, João Pedro could be an option there. Omega and Delap. Yeah, I forgot about Omega. Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I would say is our wingers get exciting. If you bring in Semenyo and you've got Quenda coming, fucking hell. I'm not joking. That is... and you've got Estefao. And you've got Neto playing the way he's been playing as well. The only one that's a weakness, really, is Garnacho. When if it goes the way Con says, and you look at our wingers, we'd have the best wingers in the league. Let's be serious.
I don't really think... I disagree on the Garnacho take. I always say, Jem, for me, it's not only about the starting 11. Of course, I want the starting 11 to be strong, but I also need to be able to look at my bench and be like, you know what? You, in certain type of games, you're good. We all know Garnacho against a very high block, running in behind, taking those type of positions, exactly like he did against Bournemouth. He missed sitters, which you really shouldn't. But I keep on saying, if Maresca can improve Garnacho's finishing, and you use him in that type of Mohamed Salah way, I hate to say it, but Mohamed Salah way, you just take movement, take positions, running behind, and you finish. I'm not really going to complain. And then we have another player that we need to discuss about. That's Mudryk. What the fuck is going to happen to him?
He don't get back in this team, surely. Mudryk's career's got to be done at Chelsea, surely. There's like how does he come back from that? But then we have to sell him.
I don't know about Khan, but do you think the directors are willing to take a loss? Because we paid 66 something million. Do you think they're willing to take a loss, or do you maybe think they're willing to give him a loan, bump it up to 50, and then sell him?
I think that.
You say they're willing to take a loss, bro. They took a loss in the summer on quite a few players. They took a loss on Juice Hall. They took a loss on João Felix. It's not like abnormal for these guys to take losses on players, to be fair.
I think they'll try and
huge.
I think they still look at Mudryk as maybe a potential of maybe getting maybe 40 mil if he's performing well in Europe. If he comes back and goes, I don't know, to Germany or France or Italy, and he starts performing well over there, and he's in a team that's playing Champions League football, and he's actually playing, and and he's sort of growing, then I see a chance of us to make money on him still. I really do after it all, but I just don't see how he gets back in Chelsea. How does he get back into a Chelsea shirt and play for Chelsea with everything else that we've got going on right now and the wingers we've got coming in? I don't see it. Personally, I don't see how we bring him in, Mudryk is done for. He never a Chelsea player no more. Yeah. If fullbacks having to worry about Semenyo and Esteval cutting in on both sides, scary. I agree, Aiden. I agree. Guys, we've got over 105 people in the building, guys. Big up every single one of you's in here, man. I appreciate it. Make sure you're following us. Hit the little bell as well, because that's going to give you notifications. But also, hit the thumb for me, guys. We want to try and get this to 100 likes. I'd massively appreciate if you do. Make sure you follow Con on Central. They've got Chelsea Central on YouTube. Make sure you give them a follow over there, guys, if you haven't done already. Benji, what are you doing? Are you on YouTube, or are you just now retired from doing the streams?
I'm chilling for now, but I was thinking about starting YouTube or starting podcast. We'll see. I'm just trying to plan everything just to make sure that I have a very clear schedule, but we'll see. For now, I'm just gonna be in the background, and yeah, you never know what the future holds.
My next question to you guys is on a percentage. I know it's very early on. We've still got to wait for more news to come out. How confident are you to negative on this actually happening? Out of, say, 100%. Like, are you 50-50? Are you 60-40? How are you feeling?
About 2%.
Confident.
Yeah, about 2% confident it happens, bro.
2% confident, 98% negative is what Con's saying. What are you saying, Benji?
In terms of negative?
Positive, negative, yeah.
I'm nothing has really happened. I'm just going to say 20%. I'm 20% confident.
40% confident, 60% not confident. At this moment in time, I'm about 20% confident, 80% not. Yeah, 20% confident, 8% not. Just because of how we've moved in the past with these type of deals, I'd love him to come to Chelsea. I think he's a very good player. I think dribbling ability and wise, I think he's very good on the ball. I think he's able to attract players, but also where he uses his strength for. It's not about just his dribbling and being direct. It's about how he uses his body, right? He uses his body very well. He gets round players comfortably, and he's very good in front of goal. He knows where the goal is, and he's just a threat, isn't he? Now, how old is Semenyo? Because I'm pretty sure he's on the older side, isn't he?
25.
Which is another
25.
He's 25.
Turning 26 this year.
That is on the brackets of Chelsea, isn't it? For Chelsea. I mean, 26. We signed Tosin at 26. He could be looked at his experience to a degree, Semenyo. The only question with players like Semenyo and like the likes of João Pedro is that, they've played at lesser teams, and don't get me wrong, the quality's there. You want them at your club because you can see that they can be better. But I really do think that playing like once or twice a week to then playing double that, maybe triple that for a club where you're actually starting most of the time, and you're playing against quality all the time. It's like every game's a hard game anyway, but you're in Champions League, you're in semi-finals, you're in whatever. I think there's always that sort of adapting period, even for the ones that have been in the Premier League, because you talk about experience. I say, yeah, he has experience. He's 26. He's played the Premier League a long time. He plays twice a week, maybe. Yeah, twice a week, maybe. Twice every 10 days, for example, or whatever. But in terms of playing at the level that you're required to play at Chelsea because you're relied on so much, or just because we play 60, 70 plus games a season, I think that has an adverse effect on the likes of players that are playing the lesser teams, because it's a lot of football. It's a lot of football and a lot of consistency, and that's where you start seeing, are they there? Are they at it? Can they be consistent? Or are they just like in flashes, which is like most of our team, right? Yeah, very good for like 1-2 months, and then they're shit for 2-3 months, and they're good for 1-2 months. Like that's how I see it. That's where I see that maybe he would need some time if he did go to Chelsea, City, any of these teams, just because of the amount of football that's played, Wob Sports, big up to you, bro. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Bayern Munich, Man City, Man United have open talks. Has United. He's open taking camps availability. What's that? I can't even read that. Sorry, bro. No way Semenyo will be signed because he doesn't fit the transfer model of signing mediocre, unproven players. Fairs, I hear that. Chelsea can't guarantee Semenyo a lot of games. I think they can. It's just a lot of rotation, right? Because we have a team that's competing. And I don't mind Chelsea having double players in certain positions. Our best teams that won the leagues had double players in certain positions, and they were all high quality Champions League winners, experienced. Like, these were players firing it out for positions most of the time. And that's what brings you to the level, right? To getting you to number one and being consistent, because even if you get one injured, you can bring one in and it doesn't look like your levels drops dramatically, right? And that's why I don't mind Chelsea having or doubling up, but it's the players that they bring in. It's like you're doubling up in areas, but what is the real quality there? And when you look at our left-hand side, how, like, really and truly, what is the quality level of our left-hand side right now? Like, compared to our right, for example. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's far between. You can see it's a weakness. You can see that we're still not at it, in terms of how we go forward and how we attack on the left as well. So, someone like Semenyo comes in and sort of lifts that level, and then you got Kenda coming in as well, and Kwenda's going to lift that level. I promise you, he will come in and do the same thing, even when he needs time to adapt. But he will show his qualities a lot more, because he's very good in the final third. So, yeah, make up for Kudus is what Aiden says. If we don't get Semenyo, who do we get then? Well, apparently we get one more attacker. What and who is it? It's got to be the left-hand side, isn't it? Where else would they sign someone? They're not going to sign a striker, are they?
Nah. I can only see a left winger coming into the club. I would love someone like a Key Smith, possibly even a Main, that's going to help us unlock low blocks. I think that puts us in a very, very comfortable title contending, very solid top four very, very early on to the season. Not only that, but we have multiple competitions. We have Carabao Cups to focus on. We have we could possibly make the semifinals. We are in the semifinals. Stupid. And we have the FA Cup that starts after February, I think. And then we have the Champions League. So we have multiple competitions. So this is only gonna help us in the long run too.
Yildiz. I'll ask you guys a question. Yildiz or Semenyo? Because I see a lot of people talking about Yildiz on the back of this news.
Semenyo by far. Semenyo. We need pace. If you sell Garnacho and get Yildiz, I don't really mind. To be honest, I have no issues at all. But I'm not really thinking we're gonna sell anyone soon out of Garnacho and someone else. I just think we loan players and that's it. Just let them develop and then get them for a little bit more profit or at least balance the books. But Semenyo for me, prem proven, pace, shoot. The GNA speaks for itself. Yildiz is not fast. Very technical though, very technical type of player. But I don't really think he cooks like Semenyo would cook for this team. I think Yildiz is way more promising though. I think he's way more promising. He's way more like future. If you look into the future, 100% Yildiz. But if you speak for the now, I'm taking Semenyo.
Semenyo. What about you, Con? Who would you choose? Semenyo or Yildiz?
I'd probably go with Semenyo just because this Prem is a bit more saver and I really like him. Wouldn't turn my nose up at Yildiz either, to be fair. But I'd just go with Semenyo because it's a bit more saver for us. So obviously he's played in the league, he's done really well in the league. So
Interesting. I saw a lot of people hyping Yildiz these days. Yildiz. Yildiz is a better finisher than Semenyo. Is he?
Bro, nigga, Semenyo would be having 20 and 20 in the fucking Italian 0.5 speed league. Come on now. That league is a fucking joke. Have you seen the defending in that league? Please, don't let me get started.
Yeah, it's not really a league that you can look at and go like, that you can look at and go, yeah, like he's still, listen, it's not a bad level, but it's not Premier League level, is it? Do you know what I mean? So I get why people would question it, to be fair. Sorry, I'm just literally just doing something. There we go. Interesting. Are you Gem or are you Pies? What do you mean? Hey? What do you mean? Are you Gem or are you Pies? If Semenyo joins someone, is going to have to be sold or loaned. Yeah, but that won't be till summer, Ibrahim. That won't be to the summer, bro. That's for sure. That won't be to the summer. When you look at the quality levels of the wingers in the Premier League, who do you say are the top 5 wingers currently right now? Just interested to know.
What, in either side?
Yeah, just any side. Top 5 wingers in our league right now for you.
Saka, Doku, Semenyo's in there, I think. Yeah, and Everton's very good as well. Last one. I don't know. You could put Kudus in there. You could put Pedro Neto in there. Just from a
would you put Mbuemo in there?
No,
you wouldn't. Ain't he got ain't his GNA on the same level as?
Yeah, but he's not really played as a winger though, has he?
Yeah.
They'd probably be around my 5.
Don't put Neto in there.
You could make an argument for it. You could. I wouldn't know. Again, Rodgers isn't a winger, so I wouldn't put Rodgers in there.
When you look at, I think Neto's in terms of GNA is definitely in the top 5 this season. If we're talking about this season specifically and what he's done, I think Neto's in there. I think Doku's in there. I think Semenyo's in there. I think Ndiaye's in there. And I think, who's the other one? Probably Mbuemo. Can't sure.
Fair. What about, to be fair, Gordon's a good shout as well.
Yeah, but he's been, he didn't play well before Chelsea, did he? People were saying he's been shy. So, I don't know.
Harvey Barnes ain't been too bad either, to be fair.
Harvey Barnes, he should have scored that sitter, shouldn't he?
No.
Barnes. Rodgers. What about Rodgers? Didn't you?
Yeah, it's just because he might play out wide sometimes. He's not a winger for me. When someone says like winger, I think out and out winger. So.
Where's he been playing most of this season? Because when I look on the formations, it says he's playing on the left. So is he playing off the left and hovering into the 10 sort of thing? when he's playing.
Yeah.
'Cause it looks good. Which is interesting. I mean, Rodgers started off awful the first 19 games.
No, he did,
and now they're
yeah.
only 1. So he has the same sort of issues, didn't he, in terms of the consistency to his game. Who's Rodgers? Mike absolutely hates Rodgers.
Why?
Can't stand. Just don't like him. He thinks he's overrated.
No, he's really good. He stepped it up this season.
I don't know. I think he's all right. Neto, yeah, I think Neto's up there, man. Why would Neto be up there? He's been in form. I think when you look at Neto from last year and you look at Neto this year, can we all agree that he's improved up to now?
100% more GNA so far.
His overall performances have improved. How many times has he been clutch for us and stepped up in the moment when we needed him as well, you know? Esteval, Neto, Semenyo, Quenda, and Garner Gittins is the dream next year. Interesting. He just needs to stop stealing my boy's Selly. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? This link makes no sense. We are under UEFA restrictions and we have to break even. This is who is getting sold in January to get Semenyo, is what Demon that says. Who, by the way, he's actually got quite a good point because we do.
Yeah,
need to
but
buy...
if it's a deal done for the summer, then you can worry about that problem a little bit later, isn't it?
Of course, that's true. That's the only way Chelsea could do it anyway. I don't think we sign anyone in January. Did you guys think Chelsea are going to sign anyone? Generally,
Yeah, I do.
Why? Why?
There's some 16-year-old out there, Jem, screaming our name. You know,
I'm talking a player to come into the first team. I'm not talking about some random guy that's going to go to Strasbourg or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking about Chelsea signing
for the first team.
Yes.
To be honest, I could see Kobe Mainoo.
yeah, if he was going to sign someone, then I agree.
No,
that's who I thought it'd be.
No,
I think we can see Kobe Mainoo, and he suits that left hand, left half space type of player.
He doesn't even get in the Man United team. How's he getting into our midfield? Generally,
no, he's not getting in. I'm saying as rotation, he's getting in, and I think that's a good acquisition to also get. Now, my preferred player would be Keith Smith. I think he's more athletic. His all-around game is much better than Mainoo. He's my favorite, and he's much cheaper as well.
I also saw Elliot Anderson in the discussions today as well.
No, fuck him. He's just like he's just a wish version of Declan Rice. He's shit.
No,
God. No, he's
let
not.
me ask you this one: Wharton or Anderson?
Anderson, because Walton's
No,
made up.
no.
Do you guys? No. Let me finish.
No.
We're in this problem because Lavia can't stay fit. You bring in Walton, he's always injured as well.
Yeah, but he'll be rotated anyway.
Yeah, cool. Like he's gonna get rotated, but I don't want to bring in another player who's had like lengthy spells of on the sidelines, but I don't want to do it.
But who's the better player? That's what I'm asking. Who's the better player?
I think Walton's the better player. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Yeah.
Who'd be better? The funny thing is we have so many defensive midfielders already. We need like at least if you're gonna bring in someone that's defensive, at least bring me someone that can pass, that's elite in passing the ball.
Do we have so many defensive midfielders? We have two, one and a half.
We have four. Andre Santos. Andre Santos is a box-to-box midfielder. Yeah. No. Andre Santos, Lavia, Caicedo, and Isugo. That's 4.
Yeah. No, well, Caicedo, I think he's more of a box-to-box than he is DM, to be honest.
I agree.
But yeah, Santos, I don't think he's a box-to-box. I think he's a 6. Yeah, well, in the Premier League anyway. I don't think he can be an 8 in the Premier League.
Moy Santos, Isugu. We keep saying Lavia, but the guy can't keep fit, guys. We don't even know when he's returning next. Let's be serious. He's also a rotation option, but he still gets. You can't have serious discussions when it comes to Lavia.
No, but Love is different from Wharton. At least Wharton plays to get injured after a significant amount of time. Lavia gets injured in training. He comes back and gets injured again.
Yeah,
for fuck's sake.
That is true. That is actually true. Lavia just gets injured from stepping on the blimmin' plane. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm saying.
And well, when you called Elliot Anderson like a cheap first of Declan Rice, I think that's very harsh on Anderson because at least Anderson can hold a midfield down as playing as a six, bro. Like Declan Rice can't do that solo six. You see it for
No,
England as well. Like
don't get me wrong.
Anderson
I don't
plays
really.
there because Rice can't. You know.
Don't get me wrong. Like they're good. Like they're good. They're good. Let me not really disrespect them crazy, but in my opinion, Anderson is not very. He's not nothing special. He isn't. I wouldn't really trade Anderson for Enzo Fernandez. There is no way. There is no
I don't
way
think
in
that'd be the
hell.
trade you'd make, though. To be fair, it'd be for Lavia, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But would you pay 100 million for someone to sit on the bench?
I wouldn't pay 100 million for Anderson, no.
How much would you pay? 75, 80?
No.
How much is
no.
Warren?
Warren's good. Well, that's Palace, and he's gonna be very expensive. 90 minimum, in my opinion. Unless you give them someone elite in return.
I wouldn't want to pay anything over 60, if I'm being honest.
I would look past. I'll be honest with you guys. I've started to look past Lavia anyway. Like, as much as he's still at Chelsea, I just can't. Do you know what? With Reece James, yeah, yes, he used to get injured, but he used to come in for a period and then he'd be out. Lavia comes in for like 1-2 fucking games, 3 games, and then he's gone. And he's gone for so long as well. Like, it's not like he just has a week or two. He disappears for months. And then when he gets up, when you ask Maresca in a press conference, anything like Lavia, yeah, we're just waiting. You know, like fucking. It's just, I'm as good as he is. He can't be good when you're not available, and that's the issue. We need players that are available that can come into this team, keep us competitive, allow us to compete with the guys above us. And we're not going to do that when Lavia, we can't rely on Lavia, and then we're running Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo into the ground, and people don't want to want to talk about it, but it's true. And then we moan at them when they're not playing well, and it's like, what do you fucking expect? Like, yes, people go, "Oh, Maresca needs to rotate." Yeah, cool. Maresca needs to rotate, but he's only got Santos on the bench because Lavia can't keep himself fit, and Isugu, well, that was just unfortunate because he goes on an international and gets injured, which I'm hoping he'll be back. Hopefully, he's going to be back. The beginning of the year, they said, didn't they? I think Asugu, you know, so that would be a benefit for us. Don't get me wrong, but this moment in time, we've got one player who can come in and switch between the 2 players that we got. And like Con just said, and Enzo Maresca said, to be fair, about Santos, he's not a direct replacement for Enzo. He only sees him playing deeper with Caicedo. So let's be serious. We actually don't have a player that can come in and play in the Enzo role when Enzo's not in the team. We just don't.
I think an argument you could make if Enzo Maresca may be a little bit more braver in games we should be winning, you could, and obviously because of injury, you probably couldn't have seen it, but you could play Estevao and Palmer as that sort of double 10 if you want to be a bit more braver and balls to the wall kind of thing.
Play who in the 10?
Estevao and Palmer together.
Oh.
So instead of Enzo and Palmer, you play Estevao.
The rate that it's not like, I don't think they can do what Enzo does off the ball though. That's the problem. You know, like the reason Enzo's a 10 is also because off the ball he can go in and get back and help Caicedo. You know, you're not going to get that from Palmer and Estevao.
That's what I'm saying, bro. In certain games,
yeah.
In certain games.
Yeah, I hear you. I can't open that link, bro. I don't know why it's not letting me. Who is that? Dougie who? Dougie Critchley. Who's Dougie Critchley? I don't know who that is, bro. Dougie Critchley. Who is this guy? Oh, it's this guy. Chelsea signing Semenyo would represent for a clear shift. And what's this about? What's Dougie talking about here, mate? He's another Sky Sports guy, isn't he?
Oh, is that bald guy?
Yeah.
You knew straight away, didn't you?
Yeah, it is.
Chelsea signing Semenyo would represent for me a clear shift in transfer policy, at an indication that Maresca is winning the internal battle over recruitment. He could play both sides, and unlike so many previous signings, he doesn't need years to mature. Yes, he's another player in the way of Garnacho, Gittins, Quenda, etc. But I think he's very tight battle for Champions League qualification he'd be a good use of 65 million. You also look at their most successful signings in recent years: Palmer, Caicedo, Cucurella. What did they all have? What did they all have when they arrived? Premier League experience.
That's a good point. Not even gonna lie, it is a good point.
Yeah, fair enough. He's not talking shit for once.
Yeah, he usually does, doesn't he? He's always slating us. Would you agree with the transfer policy? Is it Maresca winning the battle in terms of what he wants?
No, because
indication?
what is this? What would you say this transfer is, Jem? The word begins with O.
It goes with what?
It begins with O.
Begins with O.
Yes. Opportunity.
Opportunity. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we see every window Chelsea make a few of those opportunist signings. So I don't think it's a shift in.
Wait, you look at Semenyo as an opportunist signing more than an actual problem solver. Is my question.
It's a great opportunity. Don't get me wrong. I'm not slating that, but it's the fact that he's a player available for 65 million, who's this level of good in the Premier League. It's a great opportunity. Normally, have a go at Chelsea for opportunist signings because they're normally opportunities only Chelsea can see, like Garnacho. That's a great opportunity. I don't think many people agree besides certain people at Chelsea. But Semenyo is a great opportunity, So for me, it's not really a shift in transfer strategy because we've always done it. But this one just happens to be a good opportunity.
Heath, do you agree, Benji?
Wouldn't you? Yeah, I very much agree. I 100% think it's an opportunity to sign. I don't really think you change direction just because of this signing. He's still under 25. Matter of fact, he is 25. Low wages, so nothing has really changed. Now, the only bright thing that I'm looking at is he's the type of player Maresca would like in terms of he can stay touchline. He can also go into that inside wing position. And he can play both flanks, and he's very, very, very direct, like Con said before. Like he could have 2-3 players, around him, and he can work his magic, and he's gonna still have the help of Enzo and the rest to unlock the better of him. So I believe this would be a very good signing. I don't really think this guy's talking massive loads of shit. Now, that little part that we just said right there, where changing, shifting or whatever, I don't really think that's true. But yeah.
Here. Listen, guys, I need to tie it up. I've got to go and do some bits. We had over 90 people, nearly 100 people, actually over 100 people here. So make sure we get the likes up over 100. We've done an hour and 15 minutes on this one. Out of the blue live. Like we said, if something pops up, we do tend to show up. Tomorrow, we've got a Christmas Eve live where we will be discussing the overall year. So it's January to now. We're going to be looking at the players, the manager. We're going to be sort of tier rating them as well, talking about their overall performance for the year. That's going to be tomorrow around, I think, 6 o'clock. So if you guys want to join, if Con and Benji want to join as well, that would be good to just highlight the year and go through the year as well. Look at the goods, the bads as well through the periods. We're going to be creating some bits and bobs for that as well. So follow us, guys. Make sure you follow, hit the bell button. Sorry, I've got a cough today as well. Hit the bell button. Leave the comments below. I want everyone in here, leave a comment below to this video, letting us know what your thoughts are on Semenyo. Do we sign him or do we not? That's the question. Yes or no is the quick answer on that. And yeah, man, it's been a good little live. I've enjoyed it. Good seeing Con in here as always, and Benji. It's always been good. So thank you guys for jumping in. And if you're around tomorrow, guys, jump in as well. Yeah, we'll do like a Chelsea review, 25 review tomorrow. But yeah, all right, guys, up the Chelsea. Big yourselves up as always. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you very, very shortly, man. Up the Chelsea. See you later.